Hello, Elite Baseball. This is the next in our series of whiteboard presentations about cuts and relays. Your traditional cuts, nobody on base, obviously ball out to the left fielder, your shortstop goes out for the cut, your second baseman goes to the bag. Balls hit the center, same thing. Shortstop goes out for the cut, second baseman goes to the bag. If the ball is hit to right, we switch those two. Right fielder or second baseman goes out to right, and shortstop goes to the bag. Those are pretty standard with nobody on base. Now we're going to put a runner on first. And again, if the ball's in front of the outfield and the play is at second base, it's going to be the same as cuts with nobody on. We're going to, shortstop's going out or second baseman's going out, the other one's taking the bag. But in this particular case, we've got to defend third base, okay? Ball gets deep on the left fielder. Our shortstop is going to go over to a line between where the left fielder gets the ball and third base. Third baseman can help by directing the shortstop left, 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 right there, and get him in position to make a turn, a catch, and then a relay. All right, obviously in that case, our second baseman goes to the bag, and as always, our pitcher will go and back up third base. All right. The ball is now hit to center, fairly deep. And again, our shortstop goes out, draws a line between where the center fielder gets the ball and the third base bag. Depending on how deep it is, depending on the strength of the center fielder's arm and the shortstop's arm, will determine how deep the shortstop goes in order to get the ball. Again, second baseman goes to the bag, and the pitcher goes and backs up third base. Okay. Now the ball is hit fairly deep into right field. All right. Obviously, our second baseman is going to go out. Now, how far the second baseman goes out depends on how deep is the ball into the outfield, how strong is the arm of the right fielder, and how strong is the arm of the second baseman. Our shortstop is going to sag down just inside the second base bag. Depending on where the right fielder gets, he may use the second baseman to align himself, throwing it at the head of the second baseman, through him, where the shortstop's going to pick it up and relay it to third base. If it's deeper and he comes to the second baseman's going to turn himself and going to throw to third base, and obviously our pitcher gets in position. All right, now we're going to put our runner on second base. Again, the ball's not going to be in front of our outfield. There's going to be a ball that gets past the left fielder. So we are thinking home now. Okay? The cut to home from the left fielder is our third baseman. Our pitcher is going to go and back up home. Okay, now, and our shortstop, if there needs to be a play, the shortstop's going to come in behind the third baseman and cover third. Now, depending on how deep this is, depending on how strong an arm the left fielder has, the third baseman may have to move out this way or can sag in a little bit. What I don't want is I don't want my third baseman right in the baseline. So either sag into the infield, inside of the baseline, or get yourself out away from the baseline, and you might even have to get to the outfield grass, depending on how deep that ball gets. Okay, now, balls hit the center field. The first baseman is the cut to home for balls hit the center field and hit the right. So, again, our shortstop's going to go out, second base to go to the bag. Depending on the depth and the arm strength, can the center fielder get the ball all the way to the first baseman, and then the first baseman to home, and our pitcher is going to go as usual and back up home base. Our balls hit the right field. Again, it's going to be the first baseman, and again, the first baseman has to make a judgment. I do not want him in the baseline. If it's fairly shallow or the right fielder's got a good arm, he can sag into the infield if there's grass, the infield grass. If the ball gets very deep, then he may have to go out to the back of the infield dirt in order to pick up the ball. And as always, our pitcher goes and backs up home. All right. Obviously, if there's a man on third, it's, he's tagging. We're making every effort to get the ball. If it's in front of our outfield, the outfielders are going to have to throw. If the run has to be cut down at home, they will try to throw on their own with no cut. That's cuts and relays.